The pursuit of wisdom is a path less taken, yet immensely rewarding. In our journey, certain aspects of life are akin to seeds, planted in the quietude, away from prying eyes, allowing them to sprout and thrive undisturbed. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics becomes invaluable. They impart the wisdom of safeguarding and nurturing our inner growth, emphasizing the importance of not hastily showcasing it to the world. The Stoics, renowned thinkers of history, understood the significance of withholding certain aspects of their lives. They cherished their secrets, accomplishments, and lessons, recognizing that excessive revelation might diminish their true essence. Every joy, sorrow, lesson, and challenge contributes to the narrative we weave. Sharing every detail without discernment may hinder us from living profoundly. Much like a flower needing space to grow undisturbed, our personal growth requires privacy, a sanctuary where we reflect on our mistakes and triumphs, deciding the best course forward. When we choose not to divulge certain aspects, it's not about concealment but protection. Genuine growth stems from a delicate equilibrium between what we reveal and what we hold close. In a world enamored with public displays, it can be challenging to discern and appreciate the substance behind our achievements. In this video, we'll explore 12 subjects worth keeping to oneself. Each holds significance, so stay tuned until the conclusion to understand the rationale behind this recommendation. 1. Refrain from boasting about your accomplishments. Picture immersing yourself in the obscure and profound depths of your own soul. According to the Stoics, the quest for wisdom and virtue mirrored this introspective journey. They asserted that genuine fulfillment lay not in showcasing external victories, but in self-reflection and ongoing personal growth. Every trial and tribulation wasn't fought on the public stage, but in the silent landscapes of the spirit. By openly discussing their triumphs, they offered a profound meditation on the dangers of ego and vanity, acknowledging how these traits can erect barriers between individuals and true virtue. Their admonition against an obsession with external validation was rooted in the idea that such fixation binds us to the chains of pride, ensnaring us in the hollow pursuit of transient applause, a path destined for disappointment. Yet, the Stoics bequeathed us a valuable lesson. Authentic achievement isn't the one halted for admiration, but the one quietly transforming communities, nurturing noble values such as justice, compassion, and wisdom. For these ancient sages, wealth wasn't amassed in vaults but in the depths of a balanced and tranquil soul. Rather than reveling in triumphs or succumbing to defeat, they advocated for a serene acceptance of life's unpredictable twists. They prompted us to recognize that the dance of existence is orchestrated by melodies often beyond our control. Within this profound silence, we discover a deliberate choice, a commitment to genuine greatness. They contended that true majesty lay in living with integrity and dedicating oneself to the collective good. Their legacy imparts the wisdom that humility, sincerity, and the relentless pursuit of wisdom form the authentic pillars of a truly meaningful life. 2. Refrain from discussing challenges left unconquered. Within the Stoic journey toward wisdom and virtue, each step carried profound significance. Deviations and stumbling blocks weren't mere hindrances. They served as tools carving the soul, shaping character, and imparting insights into the true nature of greatness. Visible triumphs mattered less than the internal battles, often unseen, that defined a person's inner fortitude. Yet, if these struggles held such profound value, why did the Stoics caution against openly discussing challenges left unmet? The answer lies in their astute understanding of human nature. They posited that ego and pride could obscure our vision, rendering us oblivious to genuine virtue. The relentless pursuit of external recognition and praise, they believed, acted as a deceptive veil, concealing our true potential. The Stoics didn't hold high regard for achievements easily showcased as trophies. Their quest for true glory centered on actions that elevated humanity, rooted in values such as justice, generosity, and wisdom. Authentic wealth, to them, didn't reside in the glitter of gold, but in the brilliance of a morally upright character and a serene soul. Central to this perspective was the philosophy of embracing fate. Stoics didn't succumb to despair in the face of adversity. Instead, they balanced the flavors of victory and defeat with equanimity, recognizing that life's tapestry is woven with threads of circumstances often beyond our control. 3. Avoid boasting about your acts of kindness. Envision a candle silently casting its gentle glow in a dark room, unobtrusive yet warming and illuminating its surroundings. For the Stoics, kindness resembled this subtle flame. They maintained that authentic generosity need not be broadcasted in public squares or proclaimed from mountaintops. Instead, it should embody a sincere and understated gesture arising from the genuine desire to do good without anticipating praise. In our current culture of self-promotion, this perspective may seem unconventional, but the Stoics embraced it for a profound reason. They recognized the peril of transforming acts of kindness into spectacles. If we boast about every altruistic deed, we risk seeking the fleeting warmth of applause. Preserving our benevolent actions in the shroud of anonymity grants us a sacred moment for reflection and contemplation, a private connection with ourselves. Here, we can question the authenticity of our deeds, discerning whether they stem from genuine goodwill or are driven by other motives. This clandestine self-analysis becomes a catalyst for personal improvement. At the core of Stoic philosophy lies the belief that true kindness doesn't seek the spotlight. It manifests in acts of compassion, quiet and authentic. This timeless wisdom envelops us with its essence and underscores a fundamental truth. Often, the most profound acts of kindness are those extended without expecting anything in return. 4. Refrain from discussing your lingering resentment. Have you ever found yourself ensnared in an intricate web of emotions, each strand a bitter recollection, a lingering grudge that refuses to dissipate? The enduring wisdom of Stoicism beckons us to delve into the concealed weight of resentment. To these ancient philosophers, harboring resentment was akin to an anchor, hindering the spirit's unfettered navigation through life's seas. But what if we could opt for an uncharted course, where forgiveness and understanding became our steadfast companions? Beneath this historical perspective lies an unwavering emphasis on virtue and self-control. Reflect on whether you've ever shouldered a burden for an extended period, feeling the weariness, exhaustion, and bitterness of resentment. This burden forms an imperceptible chain that constrains us, limiting our freedom and inner peace. It's intriguing to realize that resentment often sprouts from misunderstanding, ensnaring us in a cyclical pattern of bitterness. The Stoics urged us to investigate the origins of others' actions, advocating understanding before passing judgment. Forgiveness, they asserted, is not merely an altruistic gesture. It embodies profound wisdom, unraveling the mysteries of the human soul and liberating us from the shackles of negativity. After all, anger and resentment act as silent poisons, consuming our tranquility and well-being when nurtured. Conversely, by opting for the path of forgiveness and understanding, we discover an oasis of serenity and peace. Thus, guided by Stoic wisdom, we are reminded of a universal truth. Forgiveness is the key to our own liberation. It serves as a beacon guiding us through emotional storms and providing refuge in the harbor of serenity. Embracing this lesson reveals that, at times, the greatest strength lies in letting go, freeing ourselves from the chains of the past and sailing toward a horizon of understanding and peace. 5. Keep your deepest dreams to yourself. Envision, if you will, a rare and delicate seed cradled in the palm of your hand, a symbol of your most intimate dreams and fervent aspirations. How would you shield it from the harsh winds and storms that could hinder its growth? The Stoics, in their profound wisdom, offer a solution. They perceive our goals and dreams as precious seeds meant to be planted in the fertile depths of our souls, far removed from the storms of others' opinions and criticisms. After all, who among us hasn't felt the flame of a dream extinguished prematurely when exposed to the cold skepticism or scorching ridicule of others? Within Stoic philosophy, self-sufficiency is extolled as an invaluable gem. True wisdom and accomplishment, they posit, are not vessels to be flaunted but internal wells from which one can always draw. Pursuing fleeting external approval makes little sense when richness and purpose can be found within the recesses of our own minds, perhaps the quietest yet most eloquent of virtues. The Stoics discerned the subtle line between healthy ambition and arrogance. Choosing silence about our grandest goals was not an act of shyness, but a deliberate decision to walk with humility, sidestepping the pride that can sometimes blind us. Ultimately, the Stoic legacy speaks to the heart. There's no need to proclaim our dreams from mountaintops. Instead, safeguard them, nurture them, and observe their silent and majestic flourishing. This protection serves as an invitation to rediscover the strength within us and to acknowledge that, at times, the most precious treasures are those we keep just for ourselves. 6. Keep your next steps to yourself. Visualize a chess master skillfully maneuvering their pieces in silence, leaving opponents to decipher their strategic moves. This mirrors the Stoic approach, recognizing that divulging every life move makes one susceptible to the capricious winds of external judgment, laden with criticism, envy, and potentially malicious intentions. Integral to Stoic philosophy is the virtue of self-sufficiency. Why rely on the transient applause of an audience when true strength emanates from the inner theater of the mind? By keeping their life strategies private, the Stoics weren't merely concealing plans but fortifying their inner core of confidence, independent of the shifting tides of external opinion. This brings us to humility, a subtle yet profound quality fervently upheld by the Stoics. Disclosing grandiose strategies could easily be misconstrued as an expression of arrogance, a triumphant proclamation of superiority. Opting for discretion allowed them to strike a balance between ambition and humility, ensuring their steps were steadfast but not presumptuous. Thus, the Stoic tradition offers a profound perspective on the value of secrecy. It teaches us that safeguarding our goals extends beyond strategy. It is a means to strengthen our being, honor our self-sufficiency, and walk with humility. In a world where external validation appears to be the prevailing currency, the Stoics encourage us to turn inward, find our internal compass, and confidently tread our own path with wisdom. 7. Keep your doubts and uncertainties to yourself. Envision standing in a vast forest, where each tree symbolizes a doubt and every shadow represents an uncertainty. Instead of broadcasting your hesitations to the world, picture choosing silent introspection, seeking answers within the recesses of your own soul. This aligns with the Stoic approach. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the understanding that confidence isn't a banner to be waved before the world, but an internal beacon that guides our path. Constantly unveiling our doubts to the world is akin to exposing a lighthouse to a torrential rain. It can silently extinguish. This approach fortifies us against being swayed by the opinions and judgments of others. Modesty, in this context, isn't merely an external virtue, but a shield that protects the spirit. Bearing all uncertainties can strip the soul of its dignity. Therefore, choose carefully when and with whom you share your vulnerabilities. While many seek answers in the clamor of the external world, recognize the significance of silence and introspection. Understand that, often, the answers to the deepest questions resonate in the quiet chambers of the heart and mind. By holding on to certain uncertainties, you foster deeper reflection and a more intimate connection with your essence. In essence, Stoic wisdom imparts valuable guidance amid the storms of doubt. There's no need to broadcast your uncertainties to the world. By embracing silence, modesty, and introspection, you navigate a safe path through the forest of uncertainties, guided by the internal beacon of your confidence and understanding. This underscores the potency of silent self-reflection and the internal confidence that the Stoics pass down to us. 8. Refrain from speaking ill of others. Critiquing others is akin to tossing stones into a tranquil lake, creating ripples that disrupt the serenity of the water. The Stoics recognized that engaging in judgments and criticisms was a diversion from their own internal reflection. Rather than squandering valuable energy on matters beyond their sphere of influence, the Stoics chose to extend a hand. They navigated through life with empathy and compassion, acknowledging that each person is a universe grappling with internal and external battles, joys and sorrows, victories and defeats. Criticizing another person was seen as a failure to appreciate the intricate richness of the human condition. The Stoics also understood that criticism, instead of constructing bridges, often erected walls in its pursuit of tranquility and harmony. Thus, they recognized that harsh words and hasty judgments did not lead to peace, but rather to discord and separation. Stoic wisdom imparts a clear and timeless message. We must act as guardians of our words and thoughts. Instead of fixating on the faults of others, let us redirect our gaze to our own reflection, seeking growth and virtue. In a world where criticism is readily launched, Stoic teachings inspire us to embrace understanding, acceptance, and kindness. Let us cast stones of empathy into the lake of humanity, appreciating the positive waves they generate. 9. Keep your moments of solitude to yourself. In a world where many seek constant stimuli and interactions, the Stoics discovered strength in the embrace of quietude. They didn't perceive solitude as an empty space to be filled, but rather as a sanctuary where the mind could dance freely, liberated from the constraints of others' opinions. Contrary to popular belief, the Stoics did not avoid solitude. They welcomed it in moments of retreat. Rather than feeling isolated, they experienced a profound connection to a rich inner universe brimming with insights. In this tranquility, the deepest thoughts emerge, untouched by external noise. In our contemporary landscape, where seeking validation through social media often takes precedence, Stoic philosophy encourages a reassessment of these priorities. By distancing ourselves from the constant need for exposure, we discover a space where our soul can breathe. In this profound silence, we uncover the melody of our essence, a sound not meant for sharing but to be felt in its purity and truth. 10. Refrain from discussing unlearned lessons. Few experiences are as universally shared as making mistakes. We all encounter failures and errors. However, it is in our response to these setbacks that our character is authentically unveiled. For the Stoics, these moments weren't occasions for despair, but rather opportunities for revelation and growth. In our contemporary society, there exists a pervasive pressure to project an image of perfection. We highlight our successes while concealing our defeats, yet the Stoics propose a different perspective. Embrace mistakes not as indications of weakness, but as a navigational tool for self-development. By choosing to keep unlearned lessons private, the Stoics weren't attempting to evade their responsibilities or conceal their failures. Instead, they sought refuge for a profound and intimate process of reflection. Each failure wasn't viewed as an endpoint, but as a commencement, a new chapter in the continual pursuit of virtue and wisdom. Much like an artist incorporating a mistake into their work, the Stoics transformed their failures into foundational elements for growth. In a world where oversharing and overexposure have become commonplace, the Stoic stance serves as a reminder of the intrinsic value of introspection and the dignity found in silence. 11. Keep your deepest plans to yourself. Recognizing the power in not broadcasting one's plans is a formidable asset. The Stoics grasped a truth that many of us tend to overlook. Discretion is not a sign of weakness, but rather a manifestation of strength. To them, every plan or goal resembled a delicate seed requiring careful nurturing and protection. By refraining from premature exposure, they ensured an optimal environment for these plans to germinate and flourish, shielded from the storms of doubt, envy, or public scrutiny. In today's era of relentless overexposure, where every move is meticulously documented and shared, Stoic philosophy prompts us to reconsider how we approach our ambitions. It enlightens us to the notion that true power often resides in what is kept private, not out of evasiveness, but out of an acknowledgement of the importance of fostering our dreams in a secure environment. Silence, for the Stoics, was not an emptiness. It was a reservoir brimming with potential, possibilities, and hope, a fertile ground where their dreams could grow undisturbed. Amidst the chaos of our modern era, we might discover inspiration in these ancient sages. By safeguarding our deepest plans, we afford them the opportunity to evolve at their own pace, freed from external interference. Through this, we may realize that true enchantment lies not in what we declare to the world, but in the quiet achievements forged in the recesses of our determination. 12. Don't talk about your personal limits. Consider the boundaries you set for yourself as delicate but crucial fences guarding the landscape of your aspirations. The Stoics, in their profound understanding of self-mastery, recognized the potency of keeping certain personal limits undisclosed. While the contemporary world often encourages the vocalization of every aspect of our lives, Stoic philosophy offers a counterbalance, a reminder that not every boundary needs to be publicly declared. These personal limits, be they physical, emotional, or mental, are akin to the roots that anchor a tree. The Stoics understood that sharing them indiscriminately might expose vulnerabilities to external forces, potentially hindering growth and resilience. Instead, they embraced the strength found in silent determination and fortified their personal limits in the sanctity of their inner world. In an age where transparency is often championed, the Stoic wisdom invites us to discern the delicate balance between openness and guardedness. By keeping certain personal limits to ourselves, we provide the necessary space for our roots to deepen, allowing us to withstand the winds of challenge and adversity. So let us draw inspiration from the Stoic tradition, safeguarding our personal limits as a testament to our inner strength and resilience. In the quiet chambers of our determination, we may find the fertile ground where our true potential can grow and thrive. Thank you for tuning in. Your support is crucial for us to persist in delivering knowledge and inspiration to all. If you have any ideas for future video topics, please share them in the comments. Your input is highly valued and serves as our compass in the ongoing mission to provide you with content that is both enriching and impactful.